Hello everyone, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis. Welcome to today's video. Today is our first 8th edition battle report. It's 8th edition time and we're ready to play. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a faff getting this sorted because, well, GW's post doesn't arrive until the Monday. It's now the Sunday and you're watching this on the Monday, so I hadn't got my post at this point. But we are going to be playing a 50 power. We're going to try the power system out, which is about 1k points in old speak of Tau versus Necrons. First Necron battle report on the channel, I think, in a damn long time. So it's going to be really interesting. It's our first game of the 8th edition. None of us have properly played. I mean, I've played a little test game, and it's not really anything worth talking about. So, going to be interesting. We're probably going to screw a few things up, so we apologise for that. Let us know in the comments if we do. But for now, let's get to the board, the armies, and then we'll get on with our first game of 8th edition. Place your bets in the comments. Let's go. So, this is my 50 power Tau list for today. Leading the army. It's a new edition, same old stuff. Commander Farsight, he's leading the force. He's got a lot of fun stuff going for him. The Dawnblade is now AP4, which is pretty good, decent high damage, and he can use both the Montcart and Carry-On stratagems in the same game, which is kind of fun. We'll sort of talk about that maybe if I do a proper Tau review sometime in the future. I'm using a patrol detachment, so that's 1 to 2 troops, 1 to 3 troops, and then 0 to 2 everything else, and then 1 HQ. Or 1 to 2 HQ. So my troops is a 10-man breacher team with a Chassewee, who is, where is he? He's there, my Chassewee, and they're in a Devilfish. So they're about 6 power, that's 7 power, he's 9 power. That's just got its 2 gun drones and a burst cannon. I haven't given it any vehicle upgrades. I don't even know if there are vehicle upgrades. I didn't think to check. We then got a Piranha with Fusion Blaster and 2 gun drones. 10 Pathfinders with a Chassewee and 2 rail rifles, because I want to try rail out in this edition, because the rail looks fun. We have 3-man Crisis Suits. These guys are 11 power. It's like Crisis Seats there for a minute. So the Chassewee has the air bursting fragmentation projector, a flamer, and a shield generator. I have on good advice that flamers are brutal on battle suits, so I'm going to give them a go. We've got this guy who has Plasma, Flamer, Fusion. I just want to have the Flamer for Overwatch protection and just for dealing with hordes of infantry. I've got Plasma, Flamer, Fusion as well. And then this guy at the back has a Flamer, a Burst Cannon, and a Cyclic Ion Blaster, so I can try all of those out as well. I'm trying to buy as many weapons as I can as well in one go. So it's a bit of a weird mix, but thanks to everything having split fire in this edition, it's kind of not so terrible. And then we have a broadside battlesuit with a heavy rail rifle, plasma rifles, and multi-tracker, which means he gets rerolls of 1s to hit if he fires both his weapons at the same target. He also has a Seeker missile because that's just glued on permanently. So that's my list, and we'll have a quick look at the Necrons, and then we'll get on with the game. And here we have the Necrons. I don't think there's too much that isn't WYSIWYG here, but if you could run us through the list, that would make my life much easier.
Well, we've got a Doomsday Ark, Annihilation Barge, 20 Warriors, home makeshift Cryptek until I get a proper one.
It's a Cryptek.
Yeah, an Overlord, and they've all got mixed guns, but they're all going to have Tesla.
So 10 Immortals. Tesla Immortals. What's the underslung gun on here?
That'll be Gauss.
It's Gauss, okay.
Yeah. Gauss.
Luke, as if you finish deploying, where do you go first?
Not sure. We'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, that's 50 power of Necrons, and yeah, I've had it on good authority. The Doomsday Ark looks terrifying, and I'm not quite sure how hard it's going to be with Wheel Be Back to keep these guys, or reanimation. It's basically Wheel Be Back to keep these guys on the floor, but it's going to be fun. We'll get to the board, deployment, the mission, and then we will play our first game of 8th edition. Let's go. And so we have deployed and we are ready to begin 8th edition in style. So I'm deployed over here. We're playing kill points. We actually rolled up kill points. I forget, it's called No Mercy, is it?
No Mercy, yeah.
No Mercy, kill points. Annihilation, Purge the Alien, whatever it's been called over the last 3 editions. So my Pathfinders are up here. I have got Scout on them, which is called Vanguard, but I didn't use it. It's up here. So my Breach and the Devilfish are there. The Piranha is there. My Broadside is there. And Farsight is doing a Farsight, deep striking in, as is the Crisis team. Over here on the other side of the board, we have the Necrons, who are going first, unless I say otherwise, because they finished deploying before I did, because putting things in reserves counts towards your deployment counter thingamajig. So the Annihilation Barge is here, the Immortals of Tesla are here, the Cryptek and the Overlord are there, the Warriors are there, and the Doomsday Ark is there, where it's going to try and put a hole in whatever it looks at. We're playing with the standard Dawn of War deployment, which is actually deployment map 2. Deployment map 1 is kind of arrowheady, which is interesting. But with all that said, it's time to begin the game. So I'm going to attempt the season initiative because I want to put a hole in those vehicles. Here we go. Nope. Nope. Start as you mean to go on. Roll a 1. So we'll come back at the end of Necron's turn 1 and we will see how this goes. Last chance to place your bets before the mayhem ensues. Let's go. End of Necron turn 1. 8th edition has started exactly how we expected it would. All of my Pathfinders are dead because I can't make an armor save for Toffee. Here we go. Tesla's got a buff in this edition. It's gained a shot. So, ow. So, the Necron Lord uses My Will Be Done ability, which is nicked straight from Tomb Kings, from Fantasy, if anyone remembers that, to give them +1 to hit, run, it's called Advance, but it's basically run, and charge, which cancelled out the fact that they were running in the first place to allow them to shoot normally, which meant that they killed 6 Pathfinders. The Annihilation Barge then killed 3 more, and the last guy ran off because my morale was about -4. It wasn't actually -4. The Doomsday Ark fired D3 shots, because it's now a D3 shot weapon, strength 10, AP 5, damage D6. Fortunately, he missed with 2 out of 3. He got a good roll on the D3 and then missed his shot. Shot at the Devilfish, managed to do 4 damage, which is okay, I suppose. I don't think I'd have to check how cover saves work for like intervening terrain. I don't think it wouldn't have mattered in this case because it's -5 means you need a 2+ save and to be in cover to even get our save, so it wouldn't have mattered because I've only got a 3-up save. But just something to bear in mind for going forward. So it's Tau turn 1, and for the first time in forever, I can bring reserves in on turn 1 and not bloody roll for it. So into the battle suits. We'll go back to the end of Tau turn 1. End of Tau turn 1. This has not gone well. So the Battlesuit squad arrived over here and proceeded to kill 1 immortal between them, maybe 2. I think it was 1. I managed to do 1 point of damage, 2 points of damage to the Doomsday Ark, thanks to Farsight, who tried to charge it, lost the wind on Overwatch and failed. I've suddenly realised that quantum shielding is horrible. So basically the way quantum shielding works now, for those who haven't seen it, is basically when you take a multiple damage wound, if you can roll less than the damage, you ignore it. So my 5 damage shot from my fusion blaster and my 3 damage shot from my rail rifle were completely ignored, which is extremely, extremely frustrating. I've also killed maybe like, no, I didn't kill any warriors. I got 1 warrior, but he's probably going to get back up in due course. So I'm currently 2-0 down because First Blood is still a thing in this edition. And yeah, not a great start, but then again, it's me and my dice and my Tau, so no surprises there. Come back at the end of Necrons, turn 2. End of Necrons, turn 2. Certainly a lot less painful than turn 1. My Will Be Done Tesla means that Tesla ability actually stacks, so 5s mean that Tesla activates, which turned the 18 shots they had, nobody came back from the dead by the way, into, I don't even know how many hits, but I ended up taking 19 armor saves when being wounded on 4s. That should tell you quite how many shots that were thrown at me just then. Luckily, I had a 2-up save for being crisis suits in cover, so I only lost 3 wounds. So 1 guy died. We pretty much worked it out that damaged guys die first. That's how it reads, so that's how we're playing it. And the Annihilation Barge pinged another wound off this guy here, but perhaps no need for morale checks because leadership 8, it's all good. You coming past? Over here, the Warriors took 3 wounds off the Devilfish, so that's now under 6 wounds, so it's changed its stats slightly. Its movement has gone down from 12 to 6, its attacks have gone down by 1, and its ballistic skill has gone down by 1, so it's now hitting on 5s instead of 4s, so it's been pretty well neutered. Over here, the Doomsday Ark tried to kill Farsight. The Gorse Flayers of I've got a million shots took 1 wound off. Thank you, Toughness 5. The Crisis Suit Toughness buff has already paid its weight in gold. And the Doomsday Cannon, 3 shots, 1 hit, again, and it bounced off Farsight's 4-up inbound shield generator. So, mercifully, Farsight's alive. So, yay. Right, that's everything for turn 2. It's definitely a lot less punishing than turn 1, but if I don't start killing stuff, it's going to get messy. We'll come back at the end of Tau, turn 2. End of Tau, turn 2. That was a little better. So, the Crisis Suits, thanks to a little advance, hopped over here and burned 3 wounds off the Annihilation Barge. Could have been better, didn't particularly roll that well, but then again I was at -1 to hit because I advanced and fired an assault weapon. Wow. Alright. In other news, the Breachers got out here and did a smattering of damage, and the Devilfish, the Breachers killed 6, and the Devilfish killed maybe 2. Some pretty good rolling from the Breachers and some pretty bad armor saves. 6 dice all failed on a 4-up save. Unlucky. The Piranha, and I'm going to admit, I messed up. Yeah? My Piranha flew up here and went into sniper mode on the Cryptek. Unfortunately, I rolled a 1 for the Fusion Blaster's damage and forgot that command points existed, so I didn't re-roll it, and thus the Cryptek is alive. Yay for forgetting things. Ah well. In other news, the combined efforts of a ignored quantum shielding, thank you broadside, did 5 wounds to the Doomsday Arc. Farsight blinked off another one, then charged it and dealt another 2. So it's down to 5 wounds? 5 wounds, but thanks to Living Metal, it does regenerate a wound every single turn, so keeping it down is a little bit awkward. They need to take a morale check, actually.
Yeah, they do.
So how many did you lose that turn? 6, 7?
6.
You lost 6. So
I
you
lost 6 because I made all the other saves.
Yeah, so your leadership is down to 4.
I'm just gonna...
Just 5 up, you lose a guy. You're fine. Yeah, it's the same way as the AOS system, so that's absolutely fine. So, me forgetting command points, lesson learned kids, don't forget your command points, means that the crypt tech lives and I don't have a kill yet. But, it's not too bad, I'm not too far behind, and thankfully the disengage of the Doomsday Arc allows me to consolidate around the corner. We think that's how that works. So, I've got away from a Doomsday Cannon to the face this round. And it's also got under half wounds, which is nice. So, we'll come back at the end of Necrons turn 3, and we'll see how we're at. End of Necrons turn 3. Just about, another Crisis Suit is dead between the combined fire of all of this. The Piranha popped it because Staff of Light, Ghost Blaster, Split Fire coming in useful this edition. The Warriors managed to kill 2 breaches. I got kind of lucky, I made some good saves. And the Doomsday Arc, because it moved, and because it's under half wounds, really kind of struggled. Only took 2 wounds off the Devilfish. It really, really suffers when it moves. So Farsight is just going to keep poking this thing round a corner to stop it ever standing still again.
You're cruel.
Hey, do you realize what you did to my Pathfinder team? Shut up. So yeah, that's where we're at. I am currently 3-0 down, and to be honest, I'm not really looking like killing anything in particular. Like, I can kill the Arc, I think, this round, but with the Quantum Shielding, getting rid of this thing is a nightmare, and these guys are just ludicrously tough. I mean, only 2 guys have come out from this unit in the entire game, and only 1 guy's come out from that unit. But getting rid of them is just a nuisance. So, with all that said, we'll come back at the end of Tau, turn 3. End of Tau, turn 3, and the inability to kill Necrons turns continue. The Annihilation Barge is down to 2, thanks to some good work from the Flamers. I used a command point to reroll my Flamer, getting more shots, and it worked a treat. My Broadside also took a shot, and because I'd already used the command point that phase, when I failed to wound, I couldn't reroll it, so it got to live. Slimy git. Down here, the Breaches managed to kill a smattering of Warriors. There's maybe another 3 or 4 gone down. I don't think it was enough for a morale check, though. The Devilfish is really on its last legs. It's hitting on 6s. It's practically useful. I don't want to detach the drones because they become a separate unit for a kill point, and that becomes a problem. Over here, Farsight charged around the corner, which is really nice because you don't get overwatched. So we charged around the corner, took 2 wounds off, and forced it to retreat again, and I consolidated back around the corner because I'm clever. So that thing is, at the moment, it's down on 4 wounds, but it's going to regenerate 1 in a second. And yeah, it's I thought that this were an objective game, I might be doing a little better because I'd be able to hop my crisis suits around and kind of control the board a bit, but not working because kill points. So, come back to the end of Necrons, turn 4. End of Necrons, turn 4. So, between a billion Tesla shots, at last, the crisis suits are dead. Seriously, that My Will Be Done Tesla combo is going to be absolutely toxic until it gets patched. The Warriors completely deleted the Breaches, and the Doomsday Arc killed the Devilfish. So, as it stands, I've got Farsight on half wounds and a broadside.
Michael's not informed the cardinal rule of Tau boxing up in the corner.
I'm done. There's no way I can come out from this. I'm 4-5-0 down. More. And I just don't have the manpower to turn this game around, so we're done here. Well, start as you mean to go on. Pick up where you left off from 7th edition. I still can't win a goddamn game. Oh well. Yeah. Your thoughts?
I'm sure you had fun.
Luke, your thoughts?
I had fun. Tesla's really powerful now. I like it.
Things with that My Will Be Done, would Tesla really be that powerful? Like, it was really, really powerful with that, but on its own, would it have been enough?
What do you mean?
As in, if you hadn't been buffing them all game, would it have been enough?
It's still pretty good. They still have 2 shots each. I mean, it's okay on its own. With the My Will Be Done, it gets really good.
Yeah. I think, generally, like, we've played this game in an hour and a half, a little more, maybe 2 hours, and that's...
2.5 hours.
Without including setup, yeah, it's been 2.5 hours.
I'm getting lunch.
Yeah, between lunch, setup, and everything else, I think it's 2.5 hours to play a 1k point game, which is pretty quick, and will only get faster as the edition goes on. I just have to say, Necrons are flipping tough, this edition. Good God. Like, I know that's what they're supposed to do, but when you have vehicles that regenerate a wound every turn, characters that regenerate a wound every turn, and units that just refuse to die no matter what you do, combined with bad dice, I was in all sorts of bother. I don't really know. My Pathfinder's dying so early was really problematic because I couldn't get to use Marklights, which I think are going to be really important potentially going forward. Farsight did all right, but he was like against the toughest vehicle in the game, on the board. The broadside quantum shielding just screwed my broadside and my piranha over. I took a list that would have worked against old crons, and I don't think it will work against new. But lessons learned, got a lot to think about going forward. So that is our first 8th edition battle report, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Let us know what you think in the comments below with your thoughts on your first experience with 8th edition, because I'm sure you'll all be playing it at this point with being the release weekend and stuff, and how your armies are faring. So I'm very curious to see what you have to say. And of course, feedback on the game is always welcome. I know camera probably wasn't at the best, but still working on getting camera sorted. But for now, my name is Michael for Tactica Imperialis. Thank you all for watching. Welcome to 8th edition. It's going to be fun. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.